Hi, it's Wendy, and today's tip of the day is all about tailoring your presentation to your audience. So if you need to make presentations or public speeches, then listen up. These are the tips for you. So the first thing you need to do is to obviously understand your audience. Research and gather information about your audience's demographics, interests, knowledge, their level in the subject matter that you're discussing, and also their particular needs. So consider factors such as their age, their background, their profession, their familiarity with their industry and with the subject matter, and any specific challenges that they might be facing. Tip number 2 is to define your objectives. Obviously, if you don't know what you're wanting to achieve, then it will be very difficult to tailor your presentation to your audience. So clarify the purpose of your presentation. Are you trying to inform? Are you trying to educate? Perhaps you're trying to persuade your audience. Or simply, are you there to inspire or motivate? So you can see that there are lots of different reasons and objectives. So you need to be very clear about what yours is. Knowing your goals will help you tailor your presentation perfectly. The third one is to adapt your content. So you've had a look at your audience, you've researched their characteristics, their challenges, their needs, what they're looking for. So customize your content. You're obviously not going to deliver the same type of content to different audiences. You do need to adapt it a little bit. So focus on the most relevant and important information for them. Use language that resonates with them, with their level of familiarity with the topic. So be careful, don't go to over their level or to under their level. So if necessary, obviously simplify complex concepts, or if you have to go deeper into some of the technical details. The fourth tip is to choose relevant examples and stories. Now, who doesn't enjoy a good story in a presentation? It's really sort of the little bit of extra magic that you can add to your presentation. So, incorporate examples, anecdotes, interesting stories. No need to drone on, to rabbit on, but stories that your audience will enjoy and relate to. Use real life scenarios. People love real stories, especially blooper type stories, or stories where, things went crazy and, didn't go according to plan. Stories that perhaps might even match their experiences as well, or their challenges. And that makes it easier for them to relate to you and for you to relate to them. So number 5, address their concerns and questions. So try to anticipate what types of questions or concerns they might have or they might raise. Try to address them if you can in your presentation, thinking on the spot, but perhaps if you've done your homework beforehand, you might already have anticipated things that they're going to ask you. This shows that you do have some understanding of their perspective, and you're going to try and provide some solutions to their problems. Now, we all love interesting PowerPoint. So not PowerPoint by death, which is, lots of words, but, using visuals, but using visuals wisely. So using your visual aids, slides, charts, images, stats, in bright, vivid colors, mixing it up a little bit, of course. All of that goes towards enhancing your presentation, ensuring that your visuals are very clear, they're very relevant, and that they're easily understood by your audience. So try to use your graphics in a clever way to align with their interests and their preferences. Tip number 7, engage through interactivity. You know, nobody likes being talked at, and I'm afraid I am talking at you at the moment. But if I were delivering a presentation, I would stop and, get the audience interacting and getting feedback and getting input and insights from them. So incorporate lots of interactive elements. Obviously the human stuff, but, mix it up a little bit. Could be a mixture of video, a mixture of slides, a mixture of comments, discussions. So keeping them engaged through that interactivity. Asking questions. People love to be involved and love to be asked questions. So get them involved in discussions, answering questions, conducting polls, surveys as you go, and any type of anything that can involve your audience in some way. Adapting your delivery style as well. So again, that's, tweaking things, being aware of who your audience is, what they need. So adapting your tone, your pace, your volume, the language that you use, your style of delivery, how you personally present yourself when you're speaking to people. Obviously, if you're speaking to a group of experts, people with knowledge in the area, don't, dumb it down. Obviously, lift it up to their standard. You can delve into the technical side of things, delve into the specifics. For a more general audience, obviously you can keep things a little bit more general, not getting too techie or too complicated with things. Make sure your language is always relevant and precise and right on target. Highlight the benefits and the relevance of what you're doing. So, people need to know. People don't come along to listen to something because, they just like listening to presentations. No, people are a little bit selfish. It's what's in it for me. They're there because they want to know what is in it for them. So you need to let them know how they're going to benefit. So highlight those benefits, explain how the information that you're sharing is going to impact on them and is going to add value to them and to their business and help them as much as possible. Seek feedback and adapt. So seeking feedback, as I said, keeping that presentation very interactive. And while you're doing that, you can get feedback from people and be able to, if you're quite clever, react to things on the spot. Practice, being flexible and adaptable as well. So if you do need to change and tweak things on the spot and as you go in real time, then do that. So be very attuned to your audience's reactions. So this involves having, some fairly highly developed emotional and social intelligence skills when you're presenting. Noticing if there seems to be a little bit of confusion or a lack of interest in the room, and knowing when to shift gear and when to move on or just change things up and change things around a bit. So remember, the key to making your audience feel that the presentation is directly for them, that it is tailored exactly for them, is to absolutely address their needs, their concerns, and make sure you add value to them in every presentation that you deliver. Thanks.